I am so excited to share this one with you. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Wow. Today we're going to talk about Stephen, the martyr Stephen. Oh, the disciple, Stephen. He was just, okay. Now you got to read Acts 59. Just read the whole thing, because I'm telling you, if you don't know your history, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses, and David, Stephen is going to tell you in a paragraph. It's going to catch you up. It's like the Cliff Notes until what went on, okay? And so anyway, I'm so excited about this. I don't know what to do. But anyway, so this is what happened. So Stephen, they said, was a man full of God. He did miracles. And so, the Sanhedrin, they got mad at him. He's doing miracles and he's preaching and people are listening to him. And you know what? The religious folks, they didn't like that at all. So, of course, they had a trial and they said, they brought false witnesses and the people were lying. Of course, haven't we heard the story? It happens today. All right. Let's just be clear. It happens in the church too, today. False witnesses come forth and say this and that and the other. And so Stephen, he just stood up and he started preaching that word to him. He went back to Abraham. He talked about Isaac. He talked about Jacob. He talked about David. He talked about, who else? David, Moses. And then he just slammed that thing home and said, you kill the prophets. And people that come to you, you don't want to listen. And Moses told you that Jesus was coming. And here he is, and you have killed him. And you know what they did? They got gnashed their teeth. That's all. We're going to kill him. We're going to get rid of him. And that's when they stoned Stephen. But you know what Stephen did? He looked up his eyes to heaven and he saw Jesus standing at the right hand of the Father. And he said, look, I see him right now. He's standing at the right hand of the Father. And they continued to stone him to death. But I love this because we're talking about emotions. And I just think, what emotion did Stephen have? Here he is. He's like, he's read it all the way down from the beginning, from Abraham all the way to Jesus. And they are not listening. They hate him. That's what they do. It's hate. Okay, so the emotion that he had to be love, though. Okay, and like a great love for the word, for Jesus, for God Almighty. Because that emotion, he even said in it, forgive them. Lord, forgive them. They don't even know what they're doing. It's the same words that Jesus used on the cross. Stephen used right here. The same words that Jesus used on the cross. Forgive them. They don't even know what they're doing. Love is the greatest emotion. Let's just put it like this. Even in the word, it says the greatest of these. Talking about of the emotions of the pathway, basically, is love. Love is the greatest. And I love the fact that Jesus appeared to Stephen at that time to let him know, I see you. I see you. All heaven has listened to that speech, man. God himself stopped. We all stopped and listened to that speech. Bravo. Come on up here with the rest of us, okay? And be a saint. That's what he is. Saint Stephen. I love that. I love it. I love it. Talking about faith. Okay, when people are gnawing their teeth at you, just because you did right. You said what was right. You stood up for what was right. When they are mad at you because you stand for God and the truth of God from the beginning to the end. In the beginning, God created. You know that. In the end, he says, what is a revelation? I'm coming soon. All the way. You stand for what's right. And people are mad at you. They want you dead. That's going to happen. It's happening now. It's happening now. Christians are persecuted right now. We're persecuted individually right now. Okay? It's happening. You stand firm in your faith, and you will see God. I know this was last longer than the other ones, okay? But I just had to get it all in, and you will see Jesus standing at the right hand of the Father, accepting you in. Well done, my good and faithful servant.
Oh, shucks.